Get ready to enter the Thrive Time Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top. Teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of five, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the C&Z up on your radio. And now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get.
All right, Mikhailo, welcome to the Thrive 15
Clay.
studios. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good. Happy to be here.
Hey, I am pumped to have you here today. We're talking about a topic that a lot of people have questions on. And you as a Thriver, guy Thriver of the Month, got the most points. I'm excited to help you on this because so many people want to say, I want a franchise. I want to open a franchise. Someday I want to franchise my business.
Yeah.
Here's something I want to tell you that'll challenge your thinking. Franchising takes about 3 years. But in 3 years from now, won't it still be in 3 years from now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So 3 years from now, it's still going to be 3 years from now. And franchising takes about 3 years. So I recommend that you would franchise. Because in 3 years from now, you'll still be 3 years older. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Deep thoughts. So there's 3 things you have to do to franchise. Because a lot of people say, I don't want to go through this process of franchising because it takes 3 years. But what I would say is just do it over the next 3 years and then you'll have the system. It makes no sense to start a business like what you're doing and not franchise. I mean that. Okay? So the name of your business is what?
American Hybrid Homes.
American Hybrid. American Hybrid Homes.
Yeah.
And if you had to tell a third grader what you do, what products or services do you offer?
We offer services that will help your mommy and daddy pay less for utilities, spend less money for their bills, electric bills, and just so it's a little more comfortable to live in the home. So you don't have the fluctuations of high, cold.
So you basically are making homes more efficient and you're helping them to make it more comfortable.
Yes.
And if you built a system, let's say you're building a system right now, because to build a business, you have to build a scalable and duplicatable process, right?
Yes.
You have to build a scalable and duplicatable process. If you look it up, it might be called duplicable. Duplicatable, we'll get into arguments about that later. But the thing is, it's a system you can repeat. Well, you have to do that anyway, right?
Yeah.
So why not just franchise it? Because the only reason you would buy a franchise is because you don't want to go through the 3-year hassle of trying to figure out how to do it. So people who have a lot of money are like, I'd rather buy a franchise and buy a proven system than to try to figure it out myself. But there's 3 things you have to do in order to franchise. One is you have to build a duplicable business model. Okay? So step 1, you have to have, this is called a turnkey business model. What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, how do you get customers? How do you deliver the products or services? Deliver the products or services. How do you get customers? How do you deliver the products or services? And how do you make a 30% profit without working in the business? That's about all a franchise is. Now, there's a lot of details into that, but it's specifically, this is how we get customers. This is how we do it. This is how we deliver. And the third is, this is how we make a 30% profit. If your system does not generate a 30% profit, you're not building a franchise. If you don't know how to deliver it on a checklist and a system, and there's a duplicatable process that explains how you do it, it is not a franchise. And if you don't have a system to get customers, meaning that I could take your system and move out to California and bam, I'm making money. Buy your system, move to Austin, Texas, bam, making money. In the franchising world, most people who buy franchises will buy 3 to 5 locations at the same time.
Okay.
So I buy location 1, 2, 3. I might buy Phoenix. One lady I know bought a franchise in Phoenix, Arizona. She bought a franchise in Arkansas, and she bought a franchise in, I think it was Chicago, all at the same time. And she had family members in each place. And she's making 30% profit in all 3 places. So franchising is huge. And why is a franchising such a good thing for you if you're the franchisor who starts the franchise?
Because you get the 30%.
Well, because you built the system that you needed to build anyway, and now you're going to collect a franchise fee, which is usually 6 to 8% of the gross revenue that you get to keep. So that means there's hundreds. A friend of mine owns a company called OxyFresh. I encourage you to look it up, oxifresh.com.
I've heard of them.
He has hundreds and hundreds of franchisees who are out there making a lot of money, having a lot of success, building great revenue to support their great families, and he gets to keep a percentage of everything they do. And they're happy because they save time and money by buying his proven system, and he's happy because he's able to make money without actually cleaning all the carpets in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So building a franchise, so that's what you have to do. One is it's a turnkey model. Now the second step, which is kind of enveloped in this first step, but the second step is you must have a 30% profit. Why? That means after you do everything you do, and you pay other people to do the work. So if I buy a franchise from you, after I pay other people to run it, manage it, deliver it, market it, sell it, the whole deal, there's 30% left for me. Why do we have to have at least 30%? I will tell you why. Because banks fund the purchase of a franchise. So if I want to go buy a McDonald's, it's over $1 million. If I want to go buy a Subway, it might be a couple $100,000. If I want to buy an OxyFresh, it might be $50,000. When I go to the bank and I say, hey, I want to buy a business, and they say, okay, cool, what kind of business? A franchise. They go, ding, ding. They're excited. They love to lend on franchises. They go, ding, ding. It's awesome. Ding, ding, bow. They're excited. So then they say, well, what kind of franchise do you want to buy? And I say, I want to buy an OxyFresh. And they say, okay, all right, well, we're going to need to see this thing called the FDD, Franchising Disclosure Document. They look at it. They go to item 19. They talk to me about it. They go, oh, wow, this looks like the kind of business that we'll lend you money for. What kind of business? A business that makes a 30% profit. Without it, they won't. But wouldn't it be stupid to build a business that doesn't make a 30% profit anyway?
Yeah.
So you're already doing it anyway, right? And remember, it takes about 3 years to get a business to be very successful anyway. So you might as well document it as you go and build a franchise. You're already doing the work.
Yeah.
And once you do the work, do you think that once you're rocking and rolling in New York and you're making money hand over fist and you're offering great value to your customers, don't you think your buddies who you went to college with who live out in California, they're going to call and go, hey, bro, that's how people in California talk in my mind. Hey, bro. You know, but anyway, they'll call you and they'll call and they'll say, hey, your buddy in Oklahoma calls, hey, man, y'all heard you got some good franchises? They're going to want to know, hey, man, I want to do that. Can I buy a franchise? They're going to ask you, Michaelo, you're doing great. Hey, man, can I buy a franchise? Your buddy in California, hey, bro, right? And wouldn't you love to be able to say, yes, I have an FDD, and yes, I actually can get you a franchise that you can buy from me, and you can open it right there in Oklahoma and have the same success that I'm having in New York. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm just telling you, you got to do that. You have to do that. You've got to go for 30% profitability to franchise. And the third is you have to build this FDD, this franchise disclosure document. And why do you have to build a franchise disclosure document?
Because that's how banks can check you, right?
One is franchising is a federally regulated deal. So the federal government gets to decide whether you can franchise or not. Okay? Because they want to make sure you're not ripping people off. Back in the day, people used to sell franchises to people that didn't work. And they're like, Michaelo, you've got a problem with your brain. This system's great. You know? But the government stepped in and said, hey, you can't just sell poppycock and hoo-ha anymore. You got to actually sell a real thing. So I'm going to read to you the definition of a franchise disclosure document from franchise.com. The franchise disclosure document is a format for disclosing franchisor information to prospective franchisees. The purpose of the FDD is to protect the public by providing information about the franchise company. The FDD format was adopted by the North American Securities Administrations Association in 1993, which was approved by the Federal Trade Commission, FTC. You don't want to screw with the federal government. That's a rule. That's a life tip. Notable quotable. Don't screw with the federal government. Okay? All right. Now the third is there are 23 categories of information that must be provided by the franchisor to the prospective franchisee at least 10 business days before the execution of the agreement. What does this mean? It means that I have to give, if you said, hey, I want to buy a franchise from you, Clay, I have to give this document to you, and you have to have it in your possession for at least 10 days before you're allowed to purchase a franchise. And all those 23 items in there have to be documented. So in your FDD, you're going to have 23 items, and in that, you are also going to have your marketing and your differentiation. Like, what makes you different? You're going to explain what makes your company, your approach to business different, right? Mm-hmm. And if you have those documents, then you can begin to sell franchises. Now, a couple other things I want to throw out for you. You're going to have a year of documented profits of 30% or more profit before you can be like certified as these are my actual profits. You can't have 1 month of a 30% profit.
Okay.
So the goal is to try to build your business as fast as possible so that you're making a 30% profit.
And then you can start the process?
And then you start the process of building an FDD. In an FDD, somebody watching this is going to be like a franchise expert and they're like, no, that's not true, bro. But the thing is, it's about $30,000 to build an FDD. Virtually every time. Why? Because you're going to have to do your trademarks. You're going to have to go in there and deal with lawyers. You're going to have to build your FDD. There's all these things you have to do, and they all cost a lot of money. Okay? But the rewards are ridiculous. So let's just think this through real quick. Let's say that you could make $500,000 a year with your American hybrid homes. Mm-hmm. So your profit is $500,000 a year in New York. Wow. New York. So if this is our great country, which is not, ooh, Billy. Okay, there it is. That's our country. So if you're up here in New York and you're making $500K, and your buddy you went to college with in Oklahoma is like, hey man, I really want to buy one of them franchises, you know what I mean? I'm from Oklahoma, so I can mock myself, okay? But if he wants to buy one, and you say, okay, I'll sell you one. He puts up the great flag of your company. And he makes $500,000. If you keep 6 to 8% of that, how much do you keep?
$40,000.
Yeah. So now you're keeping $40,000 a year here. And if your buddy out in the great state of California, he puts up a flag, you're making $40K there. But are you working in those markets?
No.
No. Well, what if you could sell, like my buddy who has OxyFresh, what if you could sell 300 plus units? So let's do the math on that. Whoa! Now we can get as much frozen yogurt as we want whenever we want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not that that's like my number one life goal, but it's at least in my top 10, as much frozen yogurt as I can have. I mean, you can do whatever you want at that point, right? And aren't you financially free then? I mean, it's awesome. So now the pain of building a franchise, the only thing different you have to do to build a franchise to run a successful business, don't you need to have a duplicable system?
Yeah.
Don't you need to be at a 30% profit? The only tough part you have to do that's different is you have to build an FDD. So it's really not that much harder to win. The people who run the race a little bit earlier, they start earlier, they tend to finish earlier. The people who go the extra mile tend to actually have run an extra mile. If you go the extra mile 3 years from now, true, you'll be 3 years older, but also true, you could be, how old are you now?
22.
22. So my buddy who owns the OxyFresh, Jonathan Barnett, I don't want to mess up the facts, but I think before he turned 35, I think he had over 300 units. But it took him a couple years to get that first one.
Yeah.
But then after that, he nailed it, and then he scaled it. Make sense? So you can make millions to buy as much frozen yogurt as you want as long as you go through that process. Make sense?
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate you being here, my friend. Hopefully that was helpful.
Thank you for having me.
You can send all your complaints directly to our camera crew, and they'll kind of filter those and get those to me.
Okay.
All right. Boom.
Thank you.
All right, JT, so hypothetically, in your mind, what is the purpose of having a business?
To get you to your goals. So it's a vehicle to get you to your destination.
Whoa. And would you need profits to get there? I mean, is when you have a business that's successful, in your mind, in your expert opinion, would you need profits to get you to your goals?
Yeah, because if you have a $15 million business, but you have $15 million of expenses, it's kind of pointless.
Holy crap! All right, so the question I would have here for you, if you could take 10 minutes or less, and see if you could save $3,000 a year by reducing your credit card fees, would you do it?
Yes, absolutely.
Holy crap.
Why would somebody out there who's listening right now who has a sane mind, why would they not go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card, thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card to schedule a 10-minute consultation to see if they can reduce their credit card fees by at least $3,000 a year.
Why would they not do it?
Yeah, why would they not do it?
Maybe because they didn't understand how you said the website.
This tree is a symbol of the spirit of the Griswold family Christmas.
No, that's clear. Okay, so that could be true. So I would encourage everybody to check out thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card, thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card. What would be another reason why someone would not be willing to take 10 minutes to compare rates to see if they could save $3,000 or more on credit card fees?
Maybe they think it is a waste of time and that it won't. It's not possible.
There's somebody out there that's making more than $3,000 every 10 minutes, and they're like, nah, that's not worth my time.
We getting there, right money. We getting there, right money.
There's probably someone out there.
Okay.
They would think that.
Well, I'll just tell you, folks, if you're out there today and you're making less than $3,000 per 10 minutes, I would highly recommend that you go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card because you can compare rates, you can save money. And, you know, the big goal, in my opinion, of building a business is to create time freedom and financial freedom. And in order to do that, you have to maximize your profits.
Holy crap.
Now, one way to maximize your profits is to increase your revenue. Another way to do it is to decrease your expenses.
It's a profit deal. It takes the pressure off.
JT, is there any other reason why somebody would not be willing to take 10 minutes to compare rates to see if they could save a total of $3,000 a year on average?
I am at a loss and I cannot think of any other.
Shampoo is better. I go on first and clean the hair. Conditioner is better. I leave the hair silky and smooth. Oh, really, fool? Really? Stop looking at me, Swan.
Well, let me tell you a good story here real quick here. I actually, years ago, compared rates with this company here called IPS. It's Integrated Payment Services. And I scheduled a consultation. I don't know that I was skeptical. I just thought, whatever, I'll take 10 minutes. I'll compare rates.
I can't tell.
You can tell me I'm a doctor.
No, I mean, I'm just not sure.
Or can't you take a guess?
Well, not for another 2 hours.
You can't take a guess for another 2 hours?
And in my case, in my particular case, I save over $20,000 a year.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Which is, like groceries when my wife goes to the organic stores.
Find everything you need today?
Yeah.
Great, okay.
Oh, God. No.
Everything okay, ma'am?
It's just that you've only scanned a few items and it's already $60. I'm so scared.
Okay, I'm a trained professional, ma'am. I've scanned a lot of groceries. I need you to stay with me.
It's just that my in-laws are in town and they want a charcuterie board.
This isn't gonna be easy, so I need you to be brave, all right? What's your name?
Patricia.
Patricia, all right. I need you to take a deep breath. We're about to do the cheese.
You know, that's the difference between eating organic and not organic. So because my wife eats organic, I had to take the 10 minutes needed to compare rates to save the $20,000 a year on credit card fees just for one of my companies.
One question. What's the brand name of the clock?
The brand name of the clock, Rod. Do we have
Brand name of the clock. It's an elegant from Ridgeway. It's from Ridgeway.
Let's
Buy the clock.
and sell the fireplace.
So I encourage everybody out there, go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card. You schedule a free consultation, request information. A member of our team will call you. They'll schedule a free consultation. It should take you 10 minutes or less. And they're going to compare rates and see if they can't save you more than $3,000 a year off of your credit card processing.
You were hoping what?
I wouldn't owe you money at the end of the
No,
day.
you don't owe us money.
Because at the end of the day, the goal of the business is to create time freedom and financial freedom. And in order to do that, you need to create additional profits.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminix, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and our ranking there with Google.
And also we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah. So here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months. Or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with. So.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Morrow. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. 1 month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. So I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy. Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company or, navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See, it's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you. We go back 8 years ago. Think about the number of clients you had back then versus the number of clients you have now. As a percentage, what has been the growth over the past 8 years, do you think? We got to inspire somebody out there who just doesn't have the time to listen to their calls.
Okay, so Clay, it's like I would go up and down from about $10,000 a month up to about $40,000, but it's up and down roller coaster. And so now we've got it to where we're in excess of 100 clients.
That's awesome.
And so I would have anywhere from 5 clients to 20 clients on my own with networking, but I had no control over it. I didn't, without the systems, you're going to be victimized by your own business.
For somebody out there who struggles with math, if you, let's say that your average number of clients was 30 and you go to 100, as a percentage, what is that?
I have doubled every year since working with you. So I've doubled in clients, I've doubled in revenue every year. It's 100% growth every year I've worked with. Now, so I'm looking, we've been good friends 7-8 years, and I've got doubled 5 times.
Which is just incredible. I mean, the first time you do it, that's one thing, but when you do it repeatedly,
yeah,
I mean, that's unbelievable.
We're working our Blessed Assurance off this year to double. We're planning on doubling again. We're incorporating some new things in there to really help us do it, but we are going to double again this year. I started coaching, but it would go up and down, Clay. That's when I came to you, as I was going up and down, and I wanted to go up and up instead of up and down. And so that's when it needed a system. So creating a system is you have nailed down specific steps that you're going to take no matter how you feel, no matter the results. You lean into them and you do them regardless of what's happening. You lean into them and it will give you X number of leads. You follow up with those leads, turns into sales. Well, I tell you, it's if you don't have a script and you don't have a system, then every day is a whole new creation. You're creating a lot of energy just to figure out what are you going to do.
Right.
And the best executives, Peter Drucker is a father of modern management. He said the most effective executives make one decision a year. What you do is you make a decision, what is your system, and then you work like the Dickens to make sure you follow that system. And so that's really what it's all about. So with a script here, we have a brand new gal that just came in working for us. She nailed down the script, and she's been nailing down appointments. Usually we try to get one appointment for every 100 calls. We make 200 to 300 calls a day per rep.
Right.
And she's been nailing down 5 and 8 appointments a day.
Somebody out there's having a hard time.
That script.
So she's making how many calls a day?
She's making between 200 and 300 calls a day.
Whoa. And our relationship is weird in that we do. If someone were to buy an Apple computer today, and or let's say you bought a personal computer, a PC, the computer is made by, let's say, Dell, but then the software in the computer would be Microsoft, let's say, or Adobe or whatever that is. So I basically make the systems. And you're like the computer, and I'm like the software. It's kind of how I would describe our relationship. Yeah. Tim, I want to ask you this. You and I reconnected. I think it was in the year 2000 and what was it? Maybe 2010. Is that right? 2011, maybe, or no, maybe further down the road. Maybe 2013.
2012.
Okay, so 2012, and at that time I was 5 years removed from the DJ business, and you were how many years removed from tax and accounting software?
It was about 10, 11 years.
We met, how did we re-meet? What was the first interaction? There was some interaction where you and I first connected. I just remember that somehow you and I went to Hideaway Pizza. But do you remember when we first reconnected?
Yeah, well, we had that speaking thing that...
there it was. So it was Victory Christian Center. I was speaking there.
My name is Robert Redmond. I actually first met Clay almost 3 years ago to the day. I don't know if he remembers it or not, but I wasn't working with him at the time. I asked to see him and just ask him some questions to help, direct my life, to get some mentorship. But I've been working with Clay for now just over a year. The role I play here is a business coach, business consultant. I work with different businesses, implementing best practice processes and systems that I have learned here by working with Clay. And the experience working here has, to put it real plainly, has been just life-changing. I have not only learned new things and have gained new knowledge, but I have gained a whole new mindset that I believe wherever I end up will serve me well throughout the rest of my life. Since working with Clay, I have learned so much. I mean, I would like to say almost everything about business in terms of the different categories. I haven't learned it all. But I've learned all about marketing. I've learned about advertising. I've learned about branding. I've learned how to create a sales process for organizations in any industry. I've learned how to sell. I've learned how to create repeatable systems and processes and hold people accountable. How to hire people. It's almost like every aspect of a business you can learn. I have learned a lot in those different categories. And then, again, the mindset that I've gained here has been huge. Working here, you can't be a mediocre person. You are a call to a higher standard of excellence, and then as you're called to that standard here, you begin to see those outcomes in every area of your life. That standard of excellence that you want to implement, no matter what you're involved in. I would like to describe the other people that work with Clay are people that are going somewhere with their life. Marshall in the group interview talks about how the best fits for this organization are the people that are goal-oriented. So they're on their own trajectory, and we're on our own trajectory. And the best fits are those people where there can be a mutually beneficial relationship, that as we pursue our goals and we help the business pursue those goals, the business helps us pursue our goals as well. And so I'd say people that are driven, people that want to make something of their lives, people that are goal-oriented, they're focused, and they're committed to overcoming any adversity that may come their way. Clay's passion for helping business owners grow their businesses it's unique in that I don't know if there's anyone else that can be as passionate. Whenever a business starts working with Clay, it's almost as like Clay is running that business in the sense that he has something at stake. He's just serving them. They're one of his clients, but it's as if he is actively involved in the business. Whenever they have a win, he's posting it all over his social media. He's shouting it across the room here at Thrive. He's sending people encouraging messages. He can kind of be that life coach and business coach in terms of being that a motivator and that champion for people's businesses. It's again unique because there's no one else I've seen get so excited about and passionate about other people's businesses. The kind of people that wouldn't like working with Clay are people that are satisfied with mediocrity. People that want to get through life by just doing enough, by just getting by. People who are not looking to develop themselves, people who are not coachable, people who think that they know it all and they're unwilling to change. I would say those are the type of people. In short, anyone that's content with mediocrity would not like working with Clay. So if you're meeting Clay for the first time, the advice I'd give you is definitely come ready to take tons of notes. Every time Clay speaks, he it gives you a wealth of knowledge that you don't want to miss. I remember the first time that I met Clay, I literally carried a notebook with me all around. I was looking at this notebook the other day, actually. I carried a notebook with me all around, and I just took tons of notes. I filled the entire notebook in about 3 or 4 months, just from being around Clay, following him, and learning from him. And then I would say, come coachable. Be open to learning something new. Be open to challenging yourself. Be open to learning and adjusting parts about you that need to be adjusted.